Love to all, Jaden Avery. I'm at the park today, and I just felt like it would be great to get into nature and just like feel my oats outside, So today is also a day that I need to be walking the talk that I'm always talking about. And it's something that I tell my clients all the time, is that it's great to shine the light and give the attention to to stuff that's bad, stuff that people have done, because it's like shining a light on the darkness. That's great, 100%. But also, we can't forget to shine our light inside of our darkness. So today, I want to talk about the darkness that I just had experienced. And again, this is how you heal, because a lot of times we get in the knack of being very positive focused, and so then we don't concentrate on what we need to change because we're trying to ignore the problems that we're facing and the pains that we're feeling. And we're not realizing that pain is also useful to say, hey, I don't like this. This isn't right. I don't think this feels good. And so that moves us or inspires us to make better choices for ourselves and just to do things that are better. So this is neither here nor there, because it's time for me to talk about what happened. And I'm going to talk about it in a very clean way. I waited 2 days. It was really Monday. Monday was the day I had, I just had a very bad time. Now, I'm trans. I am trans. And, I'm a trans woman. And there is a faction of us who do not want to get the surgery. I am one of those. I am within that faction, within that collective, where I'm not going to get any gender reassignment surgery. I'm not going to get that. However, what I plan on getting is like body feminization, right? And so we struggle just the same as other trans people, but it's also like a role that you end up playing. So to explain this, I just want to explain another thing, right? I'm gonna have to start here. I hope that it's not too high for people who are watching, but we are spiritual beings living in a physical existence. So as that's happening, right, it's like you're born, right, and you're coming into the story, and the story is already at play, right? So that's you as a kid. But everybody has done this. This story has gone on for ages and ages and ages. And so now we come in as these spirits, and coming into the physical, existence. And we kind of have to learn who we are quickly. But our society is there, kind of pulling us in other directions, pushing and pulling us in other directions than which our spirit or our soul wants us to go. Not our soul, but really our spirit. Where our spirit, in other directions other than where our spirit is meant to go. And what was I explaining? Oh, wait, we pause. Okay, so what we have to do, I had to pause. No shame in my game, because, even before even smoking pot, I always had a bad memory. It was always bad, alright? So anyway, so we jump back in, we come into this game that's already in play, and it's already in motion, and we have to kind of learn who we are, but then we also have to learn who the world is, and what they expect of us, and through those expectations, plus the way that our own spirit, right, we end up having a collide somewhere, because unfortunately the society of this, our forefathers, the people who came before us, they did not take much care in what it takes to be a human. And the reason why they didn't, well, that's in another video where I'm definitely talking about the masculine and feminine. I'm going to do a video about that. I should say that. I'm going to do a video about that, the masculine and the feminine. Because we were it's two worlds. It's the world of form, and then it's the world of spirit. And right now we're in the booty crack. Okay, we are in the booty crack of cracking into the world of spirit, into the feminine. So the feminine is the world of spirit, and the masculine is the world of form. So where we were at was the world of form. So what we were concentrated on was the physical. What's the physical? Everything in the physical. What's your skin? What's your height? What you look like? Where you're from? These are the things that we were focused on because this is the masculine. But because we put the feminine down, we like ignored the feminine. That the feminine didn't even exist. So now we're coming into we're awakening, right? And we're awakening into understanding the world of spirit. And it just so happens that this is who we are anyway, right? We are these spirits living this physical existence. I worked myself way back around. So when you came into this story, it's like these characters were just at play, and the story it just kept going for centuries and centuries because everyone's just being born, and we're creating history as we exist. And what happens is, the way this works is we have to each represent a certain value of what it is to be human in this time period. What is it to be human in 2019 when we're coming out of unawareness and ignorance and into awareness and understanding who we are. And a lot of times what we will find is that there's this reflection that happens. We have there's a reflection. So I talk about this a lot also with my clients, is like our input is also our output. It's equal to our output. So what we take in, that's what we're going to be giving out. So because of this reflection thing, and I also want to just briefly mention, I'll probably briefly mention this like in a lot of my videos, the 7 principles of the universe. They are very, very at hand, and actually the reason why I was depressed was because of the 7th principle, which is gender. And so everything goes into masculine and feminine, right? So if we are coming into these roles, you only really have 2 in the format to be. You can choose. You can be the physical embodiment of the masculine, which that's what I am because I was born male, or you could be the physical embodiment of the feminine, so you're born female. But because of what how do I say this? Everything is in divine timing. Because everything is in divine timing, you come into the game at a place where you can handle everything that you encounter. Now, I know that shit be feeling like really heavy, and that's why I had to talk about this, and that's why I had to come on my channel and talk about this. This is supposed to be a tarot channel, but I have to be honest about this, and I think that this is the way that humans are going to heal now. Is because they're going to be honest about the way that they've, been damaged, essentially. And again, this is how humans work: is that we use other people to help ourselves. So we see somebody else helping themselves and being honest about the troubles that they face, and then you start to understand, hey, I have those troubles too. Yeah, because no matter what you're feeling, our pain is equal. Okay, there are many people, who get pain more than others, but it's like your oppression, the base value, it's supposed to be equal. I'm sorry to tell you this. It's like through karmic values and through lessons that you need to learn, and how you learn things. So if you are a soul that is going to learn better from not experiencing much pain, you probably might not have much of a painful life, but how you might be depressed, and no one might see that. So that's just one example. And let me just say this other example, okay? So our universe is based in numbers. It's made of numbers, and these numbers are 0 through 9. Okay, there's some trick numbers like 10 through 13, but for the most part, even if you're up to 555,000, okay, and it's still, this number will crunch down into one solid number, and it will be from 0 to, well, it's going to be from 1 to 9, but 0 is a part of it in some funky way that we don't need to explain right now. Just know that our universe is based off of numbers. So I bet you 100%. Now I don't know this for a fact. I'm just some spiritual energy healer over here. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying I had a problem, and I'm just trying to give you a good eye at where my head is, because, like I said before, I'm on this journey with you. Now I done forgot where I was. I went too far out there. Hold on. So everybody has a certain pain receptive, or joy receptive too. Like, it's like we all come down, crunch down to a number basically, and it's like why we came in to the story at the time period that we came into the story, when the story was just turning, right? And seeing different values like that. So because we came into it at a certain time, it speaks about what the lessons are that we'll be learning ourselves, and where we are in our soul growth, on a soul growth level, where our soul is, how many lifetimes we've lived just to feel the karmic values that we're experiencing now, and being thankful for it. I just want to put that out there, being very thankful for it. All right. So where I am right now is that, or not where I was a few days ago, or where I fell to, was a place where I felt like it was disgust with myself, right? It was disgust with myself. And it was, this thing kept on playing in my head where I was like, if I love somebody, if I want to, because I want to be in my relationship. I've had my signs about, what's going on with my masculine and stuff like that. And I'm like, if I want to be in a relationship, then, and I don't like my body, why would I give this to them? And it's like, or how can I say that I love them when I'm giving them this, right? But it's still a devaluing of what I have here and what spirit gave me here, And so for that matter, I have to heal past that and be okay with it. You understand? Like, I know it's really easy to have a trans friend and just be like, hey, well, when you get the money, just think you can make all the changes you want, but it's not for me to